Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in that building. Make sure you smash up the likes and subscribe every single damn time. Listen, it's time for the predictions. The predictions for the next 7 games, which we already know is a nasty run. It's a disgusting, dirty run of fixtures. Everybody's been talking about it. They've got their screenshots. This is what Chelsea have to come up against. Have mercy on their souls. However, I believe we will accumulate points. Crazy, but I believe we can compete, and I expect us to. You know, we have got the talent and the players to do so, and the manager, in my opinion. But we've got to prove it. We've got to put that in place. Now, I'm going to put my predictions together. I'm being completely honest. I'm not going to be shameless. I'm not going to do the whole 7 wins out of 7, 21 points. And I'm going to accumulate the points at the end, and we're going to see what they are. And then I want to see what you guys have got in the comments as well as your predictions, your honest assessment of the fixtures ahead. What is your accumulated amount of points that you expect? Starting with Arsenal at home, 21st of October, first game after the international break. I've gone with a draw. I think it's as humble and as honest as I can be. I would absolutely love to beat them. Make no mistake, beating Arsenal at home would be my pleasure, especially when Kai Havertz is returning. Mudryk could be involved. The Rice versus Caicedo battle in midfield, the 100 million men. But I have to respect the work that Arsenal have done over the last 12 months in particular. You know, 12 months just over plus in the Premier League in terms of their consistency at the top level, competing and showing a clear, massive upwards trajectory from the season before where they missed out on top 4. If I don't take that into account, and then I don't take into account our horrendous record against Arsenal, it's an absolute shadow of what I remember when I was younger. We used to go up against Arsenal, who were a little bit fragile. They tried to play the right way, but we'd always bully them, and we'd always take over and outpower them and just play them off the park in terms of, yes, we had technical players, but we were grown-ass men. You know, it was Drogba's and it was Lampard's and it was Ivanovich's. We used to just destroy. Now it's actually on the reflection of last season, 1-0 defeat at Stamford Bridge. They bullied us. They're not weak anymore. The likes of Saliba, Declan Rice coming in. It's actually a team that technically, no problem, but physically they're not being bullied. And that's something we used to always be able to get the edge over them. So 6 defeats out of the last 7 in fixtures against Arsenal in all competitions, stretching back to the FA Cup final, whatever you want. That is horrendous. So as much as I'd love to break that run at stretch and put a win on the board, and it would be brilliant for all of these subplots that I've spoken about with Havertz and Mudryk, I'm going to go over a draw out of respect for what I'm watching. Yes, they're not the same sexy Arsenal that we saw from last season in terms of the performances, but that's not encouraging me. That's actually kind of slightly worrying me more because they are managing themselves. They are showing a little bit more experience. They're pacing themselves. They're showing patience. They're showing maturity. They're not just blitzing. They're not just, you know, absolutely going for everything in the early part and then kind of running out of steam, running out of legs. They're managing themselves. So we have to be very wary of that. They beat Man City before the break. So I'm going to go over a draw. So that's 1 point. Next game is Brentford at home. This has to be a win, without doubt. This, on paper, in this fixture list, is the worst performing team. It's a 12:30 kickoff, so the fans are going to have to be up for it, of course. We're going to have to be bright and early awake and ready and chanting and pushing the team on. That's the only slight concern because those 12:30 kicks are going to be tough. But apart from that, this is a team that's 15th. They've had a bit of a drop-off from last year so far. Underwhelming. Shock defeat at home to Everton. No Ivan Toney. Mbeumo's still the main threat in that team from the back end of last season. Jensen as well as a provider and a goal scorer for them. But we saw against Man United, they can cause problems, but they can also chuck it in the last few minutes. So we have to be beating Brentford. It's non-negotiable. Securing West London, getting those postcodes back under our belt. We beat Fulham, we beat Brentford, we take back that side of London. We don't need to worry about QPR, we keep it moving. 3 London fixtures actually in the first 3, because I'm going over next to the Pochettino derby, which is Tottenham away, the 6th of November. This is war. This is war. We go to Tottenham away. I don't care what state we're in or where we're at in our process or project. I don't care where Tottenham are, Postecoglou, top of the table. I don't care. This is personal. We had the Battle of the Bridge. This is Pochettino. We need to go there and we have to get a result. I want to win this game more than any other game on this list for my own reasons, right? Arsenal's really close. But if I could pick a win between Arsenal at home and Tottenham away, I am taking Tottenham away. I don't care if I'm a proper Chelsea for saying it. Tottenham away, to go there on this run that they're on and just kick them to the curb. It's the same way where they were kind of chasing the title with Leicester and they came to Stamford Bridge, Hazard, curler, bender, back of the net, shut them up, gave it to Leicester, kept it pushing. Arsenal right now are further away. You know, they've really settled themselves. Tottenham, they're having a great start. They don't have the depth though. If Basuma is suspended for this game, it's Skip or Højbjerg. If Son was to pick up a little illness, you know, it's Richarlison. The centre-back's dire. You know, like, we know that Tottenham right now, 1 game a week, no injuries, they're chugging along, they're playing very well, fair play. But we know little bit of inconvenience here and there, and this team is nowhere near where it is in the table. That's not me being salty, it's just me understanding that your 11 to your second bench options are just night and day. Maddison is the key. He is the key. He holds the card. All of the details. He knows the bank account balance. He knows the account number. He knows the SWIFT. He knows the BIC. He knows everything. He knows everything. We need to shut that man down. And that's what Caicedo's job will be. But that game away from home, I've got it down as a draw because I'm being respectful, right? I'm not just saying but listen, if there's any result I'd love to alter and say we're going to win, it's this one. But I'm being respectful at the moment and saying a draw because Tottenham have shown they're different this season. Their mentality, they're not just playing for 45 minutes and then, you know, chucking it for the second 45 or reverse that the other way around like they were last season where they very clearly unsustainable football, 2-0 down, switching it back to 3-2s under Conte, etc. in the early part of the season. This season, it's a mentality shift. They're playing for the full 90. They're grinding out results. They've got a very good defensive pairing with Van der Ven playing very well. Basuma Sarr, great balance. Playmakers in the 10. You know, like I said, it's not this outstanding 11 that I'm scared of. When we put our 11 to their 11, I think we blitz them on our 11. If our strongest 11's out there, I think we're much stronger. But that's not the whole game. The game is the system. The game is the approach, the mentality. That's where they're looking very good. So I've got a draw. I'd love to edge it to a win. Our record with them is not poor. We've won 5 out of the last 7 and 3 out of the last 4 away from home. So I'm leaning. But at the moment I have it as a draw because my big away win is later on in this list. But I'm leaning. Man City at home, I've got it as an L. We've lost our last 6 in a row in all comps. They play young boys at home in the Champions League a few days before. I was hoping that they might have a tough game. Then I remember their group and I realised, no, that's not where we're going to get a helping hand. They haven't got something else to focus on. They're going to qualify from that group very comfortably. I think it's match day 6, 12th of November. Long day, okay? Match day 5, sorry. Long day. Man City at home. I don't care what they're going through. We're not favourites. I don't care if they had issues with Haarland and this creativity. It's Man City. It's Man City and we're 11th right now. Hopefully at this point we're a little bit further up. But I'm going to put all our ducks in a row and be very clear. I'm not expecting nothing from this game. Now, do I want to be competitive? Yes. Do I want to show a good footing? Yes. Do I want us to be causing them issues and creating that havoc and maybe making them second guess themselves? 100%. You know. Do I want a result? More than you can believe. However, there's got to be an L on this list somewhere and it's going to have to be here because, listen, I wasn't born yesterday. 6 defeats in a row is 6 defeats in a row. Now, after this is Newcastle away after the international break. 4 wins in the last 6 in all comps. We lost there away from home last season. 3 wins, 2 defeats in the last 5 away games. It's not the worst record in the world. Problem being, most of that is not the same Newcastle as the Newcastle we see today. The Newcastle we see today is under Eddie Howe slapping up PSG in the Champions League with Dan Burn and Longstaff scoring. It's not really making sense, but it's there. And I've never, even though the record's not that bad away from home, I've never ever felt confident going to Newcastle away. Every time we play Newcastle away, that's for me down as one of the most difficult away fixtures of the season. It's something I don't look forward to for our club. I just don't have good memories from Newcastle away. We've won there plenty of times. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Don't have good memories. Don't remember things going well there. and we know that they can go and get off to a great start, crowd behind them, blitz teams. I was hoping that a Champions League game would be before this, but it's not. Straight after the international break in November, it's the first game back away from home. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost at this stadium. Again, I've only got 2 L's. I must surprise you. I've only got 2 L's from these 7. I don't think that's rude. I don't think that's disrespectful to Chelsea. I would love to be able to say 7 wins out of 7, 21 points. But I think 2 L's out of 7 is probably what people are expecting. That's manageable. It's not a crisis, is it? So that's where my second L is Newcastle away. I've got more confidence going to Tottenham away, even though they're higher in the league, than Newcastle away. I can't explain it as best I've tried, but I'm sure Chelsea fans get it. I think you understand where I'm coming from. It's just a feeling, gut feeling. Brighton at home is on the 2nd of December. That's got to be a win. We beat them in the cup already. They're a very good team. They score a lot of goals. They concede a lot of goals. But we're at home. We're meant to be on the ascendancy. They play AEK, the same team that they lost to at home at the Amex 3-2. They played them away from home a couple of days before. That should help us. 1 game a week. FC, that's what we are. That should help us, right? We've got the fitness. We've got the full focus on this match. They've got other priorities, Europe. So take advantage of that and win this game. At home, for me, has to be rubber stamped. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Might be a tight win, but I don't really care. Win the game. It's Brighton at home. It's become our little mini beef just for this season. We need to pack De Zerbi, pack his bag one more time, send him on his way. Caicedo masterclass. It has to be done. It's personal. Manchester United away, 6th of December. I want to win. I think we can win. I've got to win on the board. This is my big away win. Would I love to go up and say, Newcastle, we can win? There's no reason why we can't, but I've got to have balance here. Be fair, no bias. So I've gone with a draw, a defeat, and a win for the 3 away games, to just give a bit of balance. This is the one we win. Manchester United at home this season, I cannot tell you one good game they've played. Against Wolves, Nottingham Forest 2-0 down in early parts of the game. Crystal Palace, Galatasaray, Brighton. I can't tell you a good game at Old Trafford, and I've just listed out teams that they should be beating comfortably. Galatasaray at home, Brentford, Wolves, Palace, Brighton. Brighton's the toughest. Forest. None of these games were comfortable. Most of these games were L's, and the ones that they won, you could even make an argument to say they don't deserve. We have to go there and win. Go to Old Trafford and win. That's the statement. How much of it is a statement between the two mud brothers, the two mid-table clubs? Probably not much. But for us, going there and getting a win at Old Trafford, I think will mean a lot to the young group, mean a lot to the players. It will be a statement in our own world and in our own right. And for most clubs, I think it's still a statement to go to Old Trafford and win, regardless of where they are in the table and where they are in their crisis, emergency meeting statuses. We've got to go there and win. 5 out of the last 6 between these two have been draws. Crazy. So many draws. 1-1s, 0-0s all over the board. The other one was a defeat. Go here and win. That's my big statement away win. I'd love to be able to add Tottenham to that. But like I said, I'm being humble. I've got 11 points from 21. I feel like I'm being really reasonable. I feel like I'm being really mature, level-headed, calm. And I'm doing this, and I'm saying this, and I can't promise that when these fixtures come around and the previews have to be done, that I'm still going to be as calm and composed as I am right now. So that's why I'm giving you this. I'm giving you my reasonable headspace, calma. I'm giving it now while we're in international. Because when the games come up, I'm going to have an emotional, switch. And I'm going to really start feeling. I'm going to really start feeling these fixtures. And I'm going to want to batter these bastards, all of them. So I'm going to start probably saying things that are not really realistic, or I'm going to start saying things that really probably won't be reality, but because of my burning desire to want to beat them, I'm going to start amping myself up. So I'm going to just give you the non-bias kind of preview right now. And that's what I've got, 11 points from 21. It's not exciting. It's not something that's going to change our lives in terms of our league standing. It's not going to propel us up into the top 5 Champions League places. Probably going to leave us in and around where we are. But I'm not going to lie to you, that's what this set of fixtures will do. This set of fixtures will probably leave us in and around where we are, maybe 8th at best. And then after this set of fixtures, that's when we go on a winning run. So the plan is to get through these fixtures with our heads held high, competitively, winning, hopefully some games. I've got 3 wins on that board. I've got a couple of draws and a couple of defeats. that's life. Let's see what Graham Potter, no, I'm joking. So let's see what you guys think. Make sure you leave your comments down below. Make sure you smash up the likes. Make sure you subscribe. Give me your predictions for all of these fixtures. Let me know, have I been too harsh? I don't think I have. I think it's just sad that this is reality where I can't tell you 21 from 21, or I can't tell you 18, 19. I'd love to be able to tell you that. But I'm trying to be like serious here. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Big up your damn selves, and I'll see you guys in a bit. In a bit, people. Peace.